Hey guys, thank you for with the video for you guys. In today's video, we're going to talk about the iPhone 13 Pro Max going into 2023, if it's worth it, and then a follow-up question, if it's worth upgrading from the iPhone 13 Pro Max to the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is the latest version out there on the market. So hopefully by the end of the video, those questions can be answered. So let's dive right into it. So the iPhone 13 Pro Max here was released back in September of 2021. It's kind of hard to believe this phone is now a little over 1 year or so, and iPhone pretty much kind of releases one every year, so it's not hard to believe in that sense. But as you can see here, I have this the bigger size one, which is a Pro Max here. It's a 6.7-inch display here. You got this beautiful display, which is OLED display. You have 120 hertz refresh rate here, so buttery crisp smooth transaction whenever it comes to just moving around with it. And along with that here, if you take a look at the back here, we have these 12 megapixel camera to it. You got this design of Apple. This color that you see is the Alpine green one, which was a special color that was released along with the 4 colors originally released, which included the special Sierra blue and then your gold silver and the graphite design of it. Now, as you can see here, the bezel here, flat bezel, 5G antenna here, which allows the phone to be 5G ready here. And along with that is the physical SIM card tray, which we'll explain in a second why that matters for the iPhone here. And as you can see here, slick body design for someone with smaller hand, might be tough to hold, but someone with the average size hand to bigger hand, again, fits really nice in that sense for your phone. Now, when it comes to hardware, the iPhone 13 Pro Max does come with a 15 Bionic chip with 6 gigs of RAM now, compared to the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which has the new updated A16 Bionic chip. Because of the newer phone, of course, they upgraded the chip on it. Now, it starts with 128 gig, which you would pay. Original price was $1099, which is the same price for the iPhone 14 Pro Max. And now you can get the phone in the highest storage device capacity, which is 1 terabyte here. And even when you talk about things like the battery here, now one of the bigger batteries that we've seen here gives you about 28 hours of video playback. Again, a really huge battery, that 4352 mAh battery, huge battery on the iPhone. Now, compared to the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which gives you around 29 hours of video playback, only 1 hour difference. So the battery comparison isn't quite there. Both of the phones are pretty much equal in terms of usage. So this is considered almost a all-day battery. So if you charge it fully, if you're somewhere between average user, you pretty much can go through the whole day on a full single charge. Now, if you're heavy user, meaning you're playing a lot of games, especially 3D graphic game, multitasking all day long, you might need to charge it, because even with that big size battery, of course, the battery will drain up really quick. Now, other thing to mention about the phone is the camera here. Again, when it comes to camera, it doesn't lack in any of the features that we've seen. Again, beautiful when it comes to taking photos, even portrait mode. You can see all of these features that are available for it. You have video recording, which you can record from all the way to just 1080p to all the way 4K and 60 frames per second. You also have cinematic mode and then photographic styles as well available for you. So the only feature the iPhone 13 Pro Max compared to the iPhone 14 Pro Max that you're missing out is that action mode, which allows the phone to stabilize a little bit better when it comes to doing video recording. And along with that is a hidden thing with the new iPhone 14 Pro Max is the upgraded main camera, which is 48 megapixel camera versus only 12 megapixel main camera on the iPhone 13 Pro Max for better zoom, optical zoom, of course, and just slightly better quality when it comes to photography. But don't discount the iPhone 13 Pro Max having a camera, again, that can pretty much match with most smart devices out there for iPhones that we've seen in the market. So that's kind of the look on the camera itself. And finally, when it comes to software, as you might have noticed, we upgraded this phone to iOS 16. If you guys want to check that review video, which we talk about and show you all of the features that come with iOS 16, pretty much all the features are compatible on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. You can take advantage of all those new features. And this is the first major upgrade for the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and we'll probably see another 4 to 5 years of update, which means this phone will be around for a very long time from now. Of course, a couple more years to go. And when we start to test out all of the major apps here, again, they'll work without any issues here, because of course this is over $1,000 phone with the latest iOS update. Of course, why would it not work with the phone? But the beautiful thing about the iPhone 13 Pro Max that we want to mention, it's that big body display, 6.7-inch display. It works phenomenal when you're watching your favorite show on Netflix, or if you're just streaming stuff on YouTube like this video here. You'll see that display here, 6.7 inch. It's a huge body display phone, almost a replacement for a tablet if you have a mini size iPad or something like that. So you'll get all that advantage of it. Even when it comes to gaming, as you can see here, the gaming is phenomenal on this device when it comes to just graphic games that are 2D games, and even going into 3D gaming, you'll find that gaming is excellent on this device because of those 6 gigs of RAM without any issue. So kind of to sum up the answer for you guys, giving you the answer, is the iPhone 13 Pro Max worth it going into 2023? Absolutely, it's worth it. If you have it and you're using it, of course, use it still, because it's going to be worth it for the next 4 to 5 years, no doubt about it. But the other question is if it's worth upgrading to the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and that's going to solely depend on if you're really trying to spend the money for it with the upgrades that you get, such as like the dynamic island that we see coming on the iPhone 13 Pro to iPhone 14 Pro Max, and then always on feature is another one. There's also the SOS emergency feature, which is available on the 13 Pro Max, but not through the satellite, which is a feature upgrade on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. We have also on the 14 Pro Max the crash detection, which has extra sensor that aren't available on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. And of course, we've seen the upgrades in the camera, 48 megapixel main camera versus only a 12 megapixel main camera on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and then the action mode feature for better stabilization in video recording, and of course 1 hour more battery life. Again, that's really negligible. So does those little minor upgrades make a difference for you, paying again another $10.99 for the base model? Again, solely depends on you. But if you're looking to upgrade to the iPhone 13 Pro Max, you can actually get this phone off eBay or Amazon almost a couple $100 less than the original price. So you can score this phone probably around $700-800. We'll leave the link in the description section. You guys can check it out. Of course, make sure you guys, when you do go through Amazon or eBay, make sure you check out that the phone is compatible with your carrier and it's unlocked. Is probably the best one to get if you can get that. But again, the iPhone 13 Pro Max here, excellent device in terms of the software, the hardware, the camera. Of course, all around great, beautiful device. As you can see here, you can get the phone again right now because it's such a new phone. Unfortunately, Apple doesn't sell the Pro Max or the Pro model directly. You can get the 13, but if you're looking for the Pro edition, you're going to have to go through eBay or an Amazon or a local seller that sells it in their store still. So that's kind of the review of the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If so, please make sure that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next time.